very quickly, Billy, I guess I just wanted to kind of ask if there were any particular resources you wanted to point people towards, any particular podcasts or YouTubers or books or recommendations, maybe types of professionals, or really just anybody who would maybe like to take the next step in kind of coaching their way through a like healthier, more appealing voice for themselves.
Yeah, I think if you can go on, there's a few different ones, and I've listened to a few different ones over time, and it seems like they all kind of have a lot of the same kind of exercises as far as doing different things with kind of preparing, getting that voice up and pitch and all these other different things. So I haven't really found anything that I would be afraid of if you go on ahead and do kind of a search with trans voice work. I haven't seen anything that's throwing any kind of where I'm any concerns. For the most part, it's just, like I said, I think the key thing is each one had a different way of explaining virtually the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I think there's been some really good stuff with that. I did pick up a book that I ended up reading through, and it's actually pretty good. And it's got, and I do like the fact it also has some vocal exercises for people that are going from female to male or want a lower voice in their non-binary identity, which I think was pretty cool. Also, there's a little bit different exercise in doing that as well. And it's one weird trick, and it's Liz Jackson Hearns. And I like it because they did consult an SLP professional, and it's a so they're up in Chicago. She's up in Chicago, and basically it's she runs singing training, and she specializes with trans people. So she's got like a trans choir and all this other stuff. So I feel that it's pretty good. And like I said, the simple fact that she also talked to a speech pathologist to get to make sure that's like, okay, these exercises are good. And it does a good job of explaining it. So I do like that. And I do like the fact that they kind of remove a lot of the clinical descriptions of some reflex terminology, and really kind of giving you the idea of the anatomy of your vocal tract. I think that's really good, but in a more simplified version, instead of the textbooks that are normally for SLPs are very clinical, very dry. I think they do a really good job of just doing a nice overarching explanation so the average person can understand like what exactly this is without having to also have another dictionary to figure out like what's this again, like
Sure.
to kind of figure that out, because it gets a little complicated.
Yeah. Well, I'll make sure to put the details for that, as well as a collection of great YouTube videos and other resources in the show notes for this episode, as well as your links. Where can people find you, Billy?
Okay, so right now I've just got a website up and going, so it's a bit bare. It's it's Queer Counseling of Texas. No, Texas Queer Counseling. Sorry. Texas Queer Counseling is where I'm at. I'm planning on doing some videos on more LGBT stuff. Also, want to get into some social justice. There's a few different things that I want to kind of get in the history of different topics. I want to do some short video with that. So I'm hoping that can kind of build up over time. So that's the process right now.
Okay, well, great. We'll make sure to have those links where people can find them in the show notes. And before we go, though, I want to make sure to thank our incredible crew for helping us put all of this together. We have been struggling with all of our tech issues throughout the night, and y'all make us look so much better than we are in helping to manage and put those things together. So thank y'all so much for your patience and just making the trains run on time. We thank you so much for all your help.
All right.
Well, thank you, Billy. Yeah. Thank you, crew, and V, of course. Otherwise, I suppose it's a good moment to encourage everybody out there to go out and give themselves a big ol' orgasm. Or better yet, give somebody else one.